good people, and welcome to the Not So Wise Men, the show where we talk on and on and on, and go and ramble on and on, just like our good friend Shakespeare. I am Austin.
I'm Krais.
I'm Jyck.
And joining us today, we have our very good friend, who also is a theater major, who we also do several other things with, and also likes to ramble on and on, just like I am doing right now.
Carly!
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. We were not prepared for that.
You ramble on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Call me out, why don't you?
Goodness.
God damn.
But yeah, the reason I'm saying all that is because, first off, we are glad that we have Carly on with us today. Mm-hmm. But today, our pitch is to make a Shakespearean play or a classical play into a movie.
Yeah. By that we mean anything around Shakespeare or beforehand. So you can go all the way back to... We've been talking specifically Western theater because that's what we've been taught. All the way back to the Greeks, folks.
But before we get into that, Carly, why don't you share the audience about yourself a little bit?
Sure. My name is Carly. I am termed as a closeted nerd because I don't appear very nerdy, but I love lots of nerd things. For example, I love lots of board games and strategy games. Me and my brothers and my dad always go to Gen Con. I also love Star Wars, Hunger Games, trading card games. Obviously, I love musicals. I am the average theater major, so I am obsessed with musicals. Other fandoms, I'm also a big Taylor Swift fan, if I say so myself.
You say you're a closeted nerd. When it comes to Taylor Swift, you're the nerdiest.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, okay?
She's a Swiftie.
I'm a loyal follower, okay? There's a difference.
A Swiftie.
I am a loyal
Every time I hear
Swiftie.
the word Swiftie, your face is the one that comes to mind.
And you know what? I'm honored.
I'm
honored.
The day I heard about the engagement, one of my first thoughts was, I wonder how Carly took the news.
Thrilled, in fact. Thrilled. I watched Chiefs games and I'm like, where is she? Where is she? I am wearing a Chiefs shirt right now. I'm like, where's Taylor? What's she wearing today? Yeah. Oh, hi, Travis. Where's Taylor?
Yeah. Pretty soon that jersey's going to read Swift on the back.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope it does.
Yep.
In fact, I think that would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to. But anyway.
Yeah, circling back to Shakespeare, we do have a wide variety that we can go through since we're covering, a good 1,400 years worth of plays.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is that we can adapt it in so many different ways. We can do something pretty straightforward, there's a couple different movie adaptations of Macbeth, which are just pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Then we also have some more loose but creative adaptations, which would be stuff like The Lion King, The Northman. Mm-hmm. Or we could also go the very stylistic approach, and we could do something like the Romeo and Juliet, directed by Baz Luhrmann, which also had Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's set in a different time period, but they're still using the Shakespearean language.
Ooh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you see them, they're using Glocks and stuff for their swords. Pull out your swords, good sir. And they pull out the Glock that Luke says, the sword on the side.
Amazing.
And it's super stylized. It's hilarious.
I think I've seen the trailer for that. It's a trip.
It's a trip movie, but it's fun one.
I know a lot of Shakespearean plays I've seen made into movies are all rom-coms.
Yeah.
The new one, Anyone But You that just came out with Glenn Powell and stuff.
Yeah.
That was Much Ado About Nothing. It was just it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to do a sequel to Romeo and Juliet, by the way.
Incredible.
There already is a sequel.
Oh, well, never mind. New pitch.
It's called Sherlock Gnomes.
Oh my god.
I'm actually going to do a silent film.
I'm pretty sure it was straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Goodness,
And on a different note, I also have other experience with Shakespeare, since I actually got to perform in a Shakespeare play.
I did costumes for said play, and I am surprised my hair did not get a few grays in that. Yes.
I did a production of Romeo and Juliet in high school that then got shut down due to COVID.
Love it.
I was in the rehearsal hall. I was in the rehearsal space of that when they were like, hey, make sure you take all your stuff home with you. And I was like, great.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
I think I'm the one with the least amount of traditional classical plays, because I haven't been in one. The only one that I've worked on somewhat was the last one we did together, and I was house manager. and that's all I did for the show.
Yeah.
So, but I have read a lot of old plays.
We have.
The joys of being a theater major.
Yeah.
We have to read plays from every era,
So many plays.
especially Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And I learned that sometimes the older the plays are, the harder it is to read, the more boring they are. And the more I want to just rip apart.
No one better be doing anything from the Enlightenment. Anyway.
But yeah, like I said, because we can do a straight up adaptation, we can do a stylized adaptation, or even just like a very loose adaptation. We got a lot of places we can go with this.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack, I gotta ask you, are you gonna adapt a Shakespeare play through Pokemon?
I mean, I could. Pikachu. Pikachu.
Pika pika.
Yeah. The thing is, you know exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, it's not
the
like it's one of my
hardest
favorite
part.
Shakespeare play at all.
Yeah.
I love to imagine just Pikachu like about to use Thunderbolt on like his uncle praying to Arceus.
No, he's
You
doing
know-
that scene, and he's got a Cubo
Yeah, I was about to
skull
say,
in
he's
his
holding a
head when
Cubo
it says
skull.
a human skull.
And you know what? I would be totally invested.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be so there. I'd be like, tell me about it. Tell me how you're feeling.
New pitch. I've changed it twice in the last 3 minutes, guys.
All
Just
right,
a bunch of Pokemon, different actor roles.
alrighty. Should we get into it before Jack has to switch their pitch again?
Oh, please.
Alrighty then. Mark me, good sirs. We'll get started here when I give the word in 3, 2, 1. Right, my good fellows. And time.
Okay, fine.
Honestly, I don't feel... Wow, voice crack. I don't feel too bad about it. Carly, how do you feel?
I feel good.
It's a little more
face
difficult.
does not say.
It's a little more difficult than you thought it'd be, huh?
Well, I wish I would have brought my laptop, you know. Handwriting is not my specialty.
That's our fault. Oopsie.
No, it's okay. This is a play I feel very passionate about. I just... Making it into a movie that is not literally just the exact same script on film is hard.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was trying to find a way to do it, and it just would...
Yeah.
It was rough.
That's what I was struggling with too, because what I forgot is like Shakespeare's plays, they're long.
Yeah.
So not only you have to like cut stuff, but you also have to like, all right, so here's this setup, which leads to this, which leads to this, which leads to this.
Yeah.
Which is the beauty of Shakespeare,
Yeah.
but also
It
that's
doesn't
the
adapt
problem with
well.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, it doesn't adapt well to film.
Yeah.
I mean, it can adapt well, especially if you're not doing it. Like I'll spoil this for me right now. If you're not doing a straight up adaptation.
Yeah. Or even, like, when I was writing mine, it was more so of, like, okay, there's a bunch of scenes here and there that are, like, pretty straightforward. Like, I'm not going to write these into the pitch because they're obviously going to work out and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I need to focus on the main plot points, and the main plot points, I'm like, oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah, I need to talk about the reason why I picked my pitch, but I'll get to that when it's my turn because it explains why I wrote what I wrote.
Yeah.
And I would love to say something.
We'll get to that.
So it sounds like
Yeah.
we're pretty excited to get into our actual conversations.
Let's spin that wheel.
Yeah.
All right, we'll spin the wheel. Let's see. I'm really excited to see what it is.
Yeah.
Like this could really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to
I'm
make a
excited.
prediction?
yeah.
You.
Me?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's Jack.
Okay. Starting
Go,
on
Jack,
Pokemon.
go.
Got it.
So it was
No, I
Pokemon!
swear to God, if your pitch is literally just Pika Pika
No.
stabs.
I wish.
All right.
Right.
So following Jack will be...
Prediction?
Jesus.
Me.
It is me.
Krais is really off this time.
Yeah,
I mean,
apparently Shakespeare is not in his favor.
yeah.
My
No.
prediction is
Good old Will.
Krais. I want to go last.
Okay, so we have a theme with our guest
Oh my God.
episodes.
I knew it. I knew it.
No.
Our guests, Carly.
So I'm going last.
Yep.
Fuck.
Carly's
Our
third.
guests have always gone third. Goodness.
And yeah, Chris will finish it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a really weird pattern that we're developing with our guest episodes.
Like it's not even like a funny pattern. It's just
No.
like a what is going on. There's forces conspiring against us.
Yeah,
Your
this
wheel
the-
is rigged.
Yeah, it's our 4th guest episode,
Mhm.
and 4 times. That's kind of crazy.
That's
I said
statistically
15.
unlikely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I also want to point out, I've, like, guessed, I want to say 85% of the time correctly when it comes to the wheel.
Yeah, you really struggled.
Yeah, you were really off on this one.
I
mean,
just
you
wasn't
only,
trying.
You only guessed twice because we let Carly guess the third time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess with that note, Jack, let's hear what you got for us.
Alright, luckily mine's pretty simple, but I do still really like it. So, for my classical play into a movie, I chose Medea.
Medea, okay.
Medea, yeah.
Jack, you dog!
What?
I love Medea.
I love Medea too, that's why I chose it. Yeah, so when I do this breakdown, I'm not going to go into the plot, because I don't think any of us will when we're doing a more upfront adaptation, because that'll just take too long. But for Medea, it's a pretty faithful version, but it amped up some of the elements I love about the story and the characters, and these parts play into film a lot better than they do on stage.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, Medea is a crazy powerful magic user, and she doesn't really even use it until the very end during the story.
Wizard Medea.
Yeah. Like, she makes a poison, and then at the end, she has a flying chariot of flames or something come in and take her away. That's pretty much it.
It's pretty much a Valkyrie.
Poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Poison to kill Cusco.
Oh my god.
Anyways. Sorry, did I not mention the Disney adult portion of my fandoms? My
I
bad.
missed that part, but it is very much welcome. We go Disney all the time here.
Alright, so let's get into this. I chose to do a live-action retelling of Medea that's very true to the original story. I did want to update the dialogue, so while it still sounds classical, it's easy for modern audiences to follow along, so they don't have to worry about, wait, what do they mean by that? They just understand it. I didn't write an example out, because a lot of places do that already. So, a lot of rules in Greek plays is that they all happen within 24 hours in the same location. So there's a lot of storytelling elements in them, and I decided to play into that, and during those storytelling elements, it's going to be a voiceover with an animated sequence that we see in front of us. The animation style being something like the one we see in Prince of Egypt, which we need to get back to with animated, by the way. But anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah. Monologues are either going to be broken up and have more interjections to keep the audience engaged, or if they're telling a story, we see an animated version of it with a voiceover, which I think is really compelling. It'd be very vibrant, the story would be, the visuals would be very vibrant, very colorful. Think of how some of the most beautiful things in nature are poisonous. That kind of approach to
Ooh.
it. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the reason why a lot of like poison things are like that is to let other species know that those are actually poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why dart frogs are like certain colors, because it's telling other species, hey, I will kill you, don't touch me.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
It's like the new
obvious.
Hunger Games. Sorry, Hunger Games again.
You're good. Alright. So the play opens with the maid giving essentially all the exposition, the backstory of Medea and Jason, because Jason's story on the Argo would be common knowledge for a lot of the audience at the time. So we get to see a really epic Greek journey played through animation, and then I want the maid to change from the dialogue we see and just have her like little interjections of like, and then Jason did this thing, oh what an asshole, and then we go into oh, Medea, oh yeah. It's like, oh, I love that woman. I'm so glad I work for her. Little interjections like that, because I think it'd be absolutely hilarious. And this story needs some comedy winning. And during this, I want to focus that story around Medea's power and her love for Jason. Because, for those who don't know, Jason has now left her for the princess of Corinth, where they currently live. Medea left her home to be with a man, and he immediately turns around and falls in love with someone else.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Shakespeare for you.
Yeah.
Bro, put me in as the
Well,
maid.
that's-
I'm ready
yeah, I
for
was
the
like,
commentary.
That's a time period.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is Euripides,
actually.
dude.
I'm ready to play the maid. I'm ready for the what an asshole line.
The maid has become my favorite character, and it's my own version of the maid. And then what comes next is the tutor comes in with Jason and Medea's kids. So we'll see just the animated, and then we hear the tutor's voice, and it kind of shakes the maid out of her daydreaming about this. And we see that she's in like a nice sitting area garden that leads up to the house. This is where the play takes place. So this is where a lot of the action will happen in the movie. In Greek theater, there's the chorus, which is a bunch of people, a bunch of characters that sing and they kind of speak for the people in the time. This, I decide to have it be kind of like the town gossips type of vibe from these ladies. Because I only wanted 3 or 4 instead of, the entire city's female population like it is in the original play. Each would be very distinct and the parts that they would say would be very distinct. I didn't go too far into that. And then there's a part where the nurse speaks directly to the audience. Anytime someone speaks directly to the audience, it's thinking aloud, it's a voiceover or a storytelling. Then we go to Medea talking about her torment, which happens a lot in this play, which is a lot of it's kind of the point of the play. And when Medea's emotions surge, we see the magic around her, whether it be dark wisps coming after her, a change in lights, different glowing things. I want to see her magic come to life. As I mentioned earlier, monologues will have broken up. There's a lot. I kind of went through the script and added these notes. Then we get to Creon's entrance. He is the king of Corinth, so he's trying to get Jason as a son-in-law. And basically, he comes in, his entrance is magnificent, there's attendants and everything, and he just barges straight into her home and berates her within her own home. And then after he leaves, Jason comes. So after Creon leaves, Medea's still there, and then Jason himself walks in. And he's going to be the most arrogant asshole possible, and he's just going to sit and chill and acts like he still lives in this place.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Carly left and we just have a sound bite.
Yeah, I was about to say, this needs to be a sound bite.
Get a button. What an asshole.
After he leaves, we then have Aegis. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, he's a foreign king who's a friend of Medea. And to show that they're kind of old friends, he and Medea go off to a cliffside with a view, a kind of hangout spot, and they chat. Aegis just went to visit an oracle, so when he tells her about that, he gets his voiceover with a story. We can see a lot of cool things with that. And then they have their bit where basically he's like, you can come escape. If you escape to my land, you'll be protected. And then he'll leave. Then
if you come to my house, you will be free forever.
We then have the bit where Medea gives the poison to her children to give to the princess. So we'll see her
that scene.
Poison.
We'll see her making the poison as a montage and then give it. That will be very true to the original story. And then the next bit we have is after that, a messenger comes in and tells about the princess's death. So Medea gives the princess some sort of clothing, I think it was a dress, poisoned it. So when the princess put it on, she essentially kind of melted from acid type of thing.
Ooh.
It's a little unclear. It kind of depends on the translation, but she was essentially melted by poisonous acid, however that
happens.
It's intense.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Happens.
And then Creon the king comes in, sees his daughter, kind of holds her. It's like, oh, my darling girl, in his arms. And then he dies from that. So we'll have the messenger come in and...
Classic
Creon.
Two birds, one poison.
Yeah, pretty much. So we'll see all of that animated as the messenger does his own voiceover. Then we get to the bit where Medea kills her children to get back at Jason. Basically, after the messenger leaves, Medea's going to have this kind of inner torment trying to figure out, should I do it? We have all that. And then we have this very slow build up. And then finally, she goes upstairs to her boy's room. She opens the door with a knife in hand, and then we cut away to the gossips. I've renamed the chorus the gossips. Outside. And this is pretty much following along with the dialogue. They are standing silently outside the house, crying, absolutely terrified, frozen, as we hear the screams of the children. Which happens in the play.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Hey, this is what Euripides wrote.
I know.
This a little bit dark.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a little bit dark.
So this is an adult animated movie. Then.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah. Well, only parts of it are animated. This would for sure be rated R.
Just, hey, let's go watch this animated movie together as a family. Mommy, will you do that to us?
No!
No, this would
If you
for
don't
sure,
eat your vegetables, this is what will happen.
for sure rated R. But
Oh, feminine rage.
we hear all this going on, and we just see the terror in these women's eyes. And then finally, because in the play, they've got a bit of like, oh, do we help her? Do we help her? And then it's too late. We'll have one of them gather the courage, and she marches up to the front door, but right before she grabs the handle, the screaming stops suddenly, and she backs away. And they just kind of are stuck in shock outside the house. The next bit, Jason comes back and basically, screams at her for a few pages as she fights back with about, basically, she killed 4 people.
Why would
To
you
get
do
back
that,
at him.
though? I mean, come on now. Doesn't make sense.
So as this happens, I kind of imagined they're inside the house or Medea's come out, she sees Jason, and they go inside the house, and as they walk through the house, they're still fighting. And anytime Medea is like, gets fed up and starts moving to another place, she'll blast with magic, so he's like throwing broken chairs and things out of the way, chasing her, trying to keep talking. And finally, we get up to the boys' room. And in the play, we see the boys' bodies. So, finally, when we get to the boys' room, when we peek in, we just see some still limbs, like a hand or a leg. That's all we see, and then pools of blood. And at the end, with Medea's escape into the chariot, she's had enough. She's been building and building. She blasts the roof off the building, and the chariot comes in. She magically puts the boys' bodies, again, we don't ever see their faces once they are killed, onto the chariot, and they fly away. Jason says his bit, leaves, and then the gossips say their last bit. And then we pull back and fade up. I did also have a slight cast. I'm not really solid on it. I think it's pretty dang good. I stand by it. For the gossips, the messenger, and the children, I wanted them to be people we don't know yet, because I didn't think it's really that important. But for Medea, this is a fan cast more than anything. I don't know how well this would work. Medea, I wanted Vanessa Kirby. She plays Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four. I'm currently watching The Crown. And seeing her in, I'm like, she could probably do Medea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I think she's a good cast.
Yeah.
For Creon, I'm split between 2. My first one is my current pick, though. It's Bryan Cranston and Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, because we've seen him play in this time period.
Because he's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he's Russell Crowe. But I feel like Bryan Cranston could be that cruel, kingly figure.
Oh, he definitely could.
Yeah, I think either could do really well. I personally would choose Bryan Cranston, but Russell Crowe's a good backup. For Jason, I kind of wanted to see Daniel Radcliffe as like
Harry
his
Potter.
hero. Yeah. Well, the thing, because of the work he's been doing recently, and he's done a lot of action movies too, so we can see him as this legendary hero.
He has actively said that he wants to do roles that are the exact opposite of Harry Potter just to fuck with fans. I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, I think
he's played some wacky things. Like, he even played Weird Al.
Yeah, he did. I think, and he was a part of a recent musical, so he would appreciate that. Anyway, I think he'd be good as Jason. I think it'd be cool to see. Aegis, this is by far the most fan cast, but I for sure think he could do this. I did Keanu Reeves.
I love Keanu Reeves.
I can see it. He played Jonathan in Dracula, so.
Yeah, I fully think he could do this pretty well. These might be more out there choices and more big names, but I think that it's still a pretty good cast. And that is all I have for you guys. I didn't go too far into a lot of things because I'm very proud of what I got.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Jason, the scene with the kids.
Mm-hmm. Which one? The poison scene or the killing scene?
The killing.
Okay.
Have either of you seen the newest Hellboy?
No.
No, I'm not thinking of I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Blade, the original Blade movie.
Okay.
where we see the really big vampire woman.
Let's see.
Okay. There was a scene that got cut because it was too dark.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I'm getting sick just thinking about it. This big vampire who's like the intelligence agent for the vampires.
Mm-hmm.
She drinks, specifically, like, warning here, she drinks baby's blood. And apparently there was a scene where the camera pans over to a chamber where you could see all of it.
Yeah, that's...
And that got cut.
Yeah, probably
For
good reason.
Yeah.
For good fucking reason.
Yeah.
And you describing the whole, like, Medea killing her kids reminded me of that. Like, I don't even know if you can get that on the screen.
That's why I purposely didn't show it.
I was getting the scene from the new Nosferatu when Count Orlok kills 2 little girls.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you guys are doing vampires. The shot specifically was, in my head, kind of a mix of, you know, the Anakin walking in, there's the Padawans, and he turns on the lightsaber.
Yes!
Yeah.
That, but mixed with, I think it's the second Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, there's a bit where there's a baby crying,
Yes.
and they go into the room, and then we see a Avada Kedavra flash.
Oh, yeah.
And the baby goes silent.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a mix of those two.
But yeah, like, I
Ouch.
think it's also that with the dark, gritty atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's what it's making us go towards the vampire
When,
Yeah.
side.
when you mentioned their arms and stuff, I was really thinking about the scene with the Padawans.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, literally just like it goes in and we see like like just from the angle, we just see like a leg sitting there and then like an arm from the other boy and just
so sad.
Yeah, it's a sad play.
Yeah,
So sad.
my
I've never
God.
read it.
But you,
Should.
yeah, Medea is really good. I love it. Particularly it's such an interesting take on Jason's story.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you like done any research on Jason's story?
A tad.
No.
Jason's story, he's basically one of those sons of Zeus
Yeah.
type deals.
He went on a journey on the Argo. Didn't he get the Golden Fleece?
Yes,
And then-
those are
he's
two.
the Golden Fleece guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are two separate journeys. Though.
Yeah.
The Argo was a whole nother story, I believe. But basically, the story of Jason is he wanted to free his mother from Creon, I think.
Probably.
And so he went to go acquire the Golden Fleece to free her. And
Greek or was he Roman?
he was Greek.
Okay, so I know a Roman Jason. I thought.
No, I think it's two different stories. It's been a minute since
Gotcha.
I've read it, but basically Medea is the one going with Jason the entire story,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of historical debate whether or not Medea is the true hero of Jason's story.
Yeah.
Because nothing would have gotten done if it wasn't for Medea.
Oh, it's for
She-
sure Medea. That's why. By the way, Euripides, Medea is just Euripides' fanfic of the Jason story.
Oh yeah, that's why I bring it up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's why the opening sequence is basically the story you're just told.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to focus on Medea for it, to set up this.
Yeah, I think this is just a really good retelling of Medea. I love it. Dark.
The show is dark, guys!
Yeah.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying
No, you did a good job adapting it. It's just like, it's a dark one. Like, it's been a while since I read it. I forgot it was that dark.
Yeah.
I've never read it. I've just heard of Medea, and I was like, oh yeah, little witchy woman.
Yeah.
No, not just witchy woman.
No.
Bad
She's
woman.
bad woman.
Bad woman.
She's a badass.
She's an evil woman.
I don't consider her evil. There's only one thing she does that I don't stand by, and that's killing her kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, so after
That's
this, we
pretty
had to write a
evil.
paper in class.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, was she justified? I argued that she was.
To kill her
Because
kids?
that was the only thing I had trouble with. The argument, because I think she, especially for the time period, justified in killing Creon and the princess, who never officially gets named in
Oh,
the
for
story.
sure. Yeah, kill them.
But but given the circumstances, I argued she was justified only in one sense for killing her kids, because she does it to get back at Jason.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. Basically, they're gonna live their life on the run, constantly being hunted by Jason and the people of Corinth. So there's that.
But yeah, moving away from the actual play, going to Jyck's pitch.
Yeah.
Overall, it was really good. I think you did a pretty good job of adapting it. I know, it's kind of hard to just here's certain things, just because this was a very hard pitch to adapt stuff because all these pitches are long.
Yeah.
Like all the original scripts are very long, so it's a lot of cutting.
Yeah.
And
Medea was one of the
seeing
shortest
what works.
ones I found.
Yeah.
So yeah, so honestly, all I can say is you did a pretty good job with that. So yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. Dark. Very, very dark. But for someone who doesn't understand, like, who's actually never read Medea before, it makes sense to me. Like, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Grace, you got anything else, Dad?
I mean, I think it was just good. That's the whole reason why I was bringing up Medea. I love Medea, and you did a really good job. So thank you.
I think you mentioned like this. I think you like called dibs on this one at first, and then later it was like, "Are you doing Shakespeare? Are you doing Greek?" And then you said you weren't doing Medea anymore.
No, I wasn't. No, I don't think I did. I ever call dibs on Medea?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I remember you mentioned Medea at some point. Anyway.
All right. But I guess with that note, we'll move to my pitch. And for
Dun,
my...
dun, dun.
Oh, thank you. I have to add that in post.
You're welcome. That's my job.
But yeah, so for my pitch, I decided to go with a good old classic Billy Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think...
Who's Billy?
Billy's my dog.
Use your
Anyways.
head.
You
But
saying Billy instead of Willie?
Yeah.
Billy.
Billy Shakespeare. I've never heard that. I've heard Will. I've heard Willie. I've heard William, obviously.
Mike.
But
Anyway.
There's a reason I say Billy.
Oh no.
So, I think Jack and Krais can kind of figure out which show I did.
The Book of Bill?
No.
That's not.
oh god.
That's not even remotely. Plot twist: Gravity Falls is the same as Shakespeare.
Basically.
And on that note, we're wrapping up the podcast for today. It's been fun.
Grace broke the episode again.
I'm so proud of that. Just, I look over at Jack and Carly, and they both at the same time just.
I haven't even said the name of my show yet.
I know.
If I had glasses, I'd push them up.
Yeah. Sorry, I was more laughing because there's literally a copy of it on the bookshelf behind me. Anyway.
But the show I picked was Hamlet.
Yup.
Shocker!
Wow.
It's not like Hamlet's my favorite Shakespeare play.
I was like, it's gonna be Hamlet or like Midsummer's Night Dream.
I swear to God, if you did the Pikachu thing, we were making a joke earlier.
I did not adapt Pokemon.
Okay.
I actually had a very different take on it,
Mhm.
which actually goes back to why I called him Billy. Because
Oh no.
I am doing
Western.
a pirate version of it.
Oh, I was so close.
Yeah.
So-
It's either pirate or western.
I was thinking, he said Billy, I was like, Billy the Kid.
Like Billy Bones.
Oh.
You said Billy, I was like, Billy Joel? The Animated version?
Nope.
We all had very different interpretations. Anyway.
Oh, that makes sense.
But, so for the actual name of my movie, it is called Death of the Pirate King.
Oh boy.
And so, we'll get into it. The first scene that we're seeing is actually not in the actual play at all.
Mm.
So we're actually kicking off with an invasion and an escape from the pirates. See, we're starting out at a rundown fortress at a cove as cannon fire sweeps across the area. Several groups of pirates are trying to flee the cove so that from the British fleet, so that way they don't get killed or arrested. And so they're fighting their way towards the ships, cutting down redcoats, avoiding cannon fire, and then we get into a naval battle as they're going across for their escape. We'll get some introductions to the characters, but it's going to be more as straight up action right off the bat.
Real quick, when's this set?
This is towards the end of piracy, so mid 1700s, I believe.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that because I don't really remember when the end of piracy really was happening, but it's towards the end of it.
Okay, so a little bit before American Revolutionary War.
Yeah. Yeah. It's during while the British were still
Mm-hmm.
colonizing most of the world.
Cool, thank you.
But yeah, so obviously with that note, most of my inspirations came from the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, and then also the Northmen.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I actually rewatched them in preparation for this.
I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar of dirt.
But yeah, so we'll get the whole naval fight, and then after our main pirate ship sinks up one of the pursuing British ships, we get to meet the crew, which consists of the current pirate king, Captain Elias, Henry, who is our Hamlet, Olivia, who is our Ophelia,
I get it. I get it.
Hector, who is our Horatio,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's Henry's best friend.
Yep.
And then we'll also have a couple other crew members that would be named, but time's restraint didn't name them. And then they start to discuss how Commodore Fredrickson, who is Fortinbras, Prince Fortinbras in the original play, he's getting craftier, and soon they're running out of spots to travel to.
Mm-hmm.
And they're worried that they're not going to have any place to run afterwards. As they're discussing this, they come across another ship from the fleet that is sinking after a heavy battle with another British ship. They come closer, and then they rescue the captain of the sinking ship, who is Cassian, who is Elias's brother and Henry's uncle. And then soon after boarding the Pirate King's ship, Cassian and Elias greet each other, both relieved that they're safe, but then they soon get into a bitter argument as Elias proposes the idea to surrender to the British in hopes to try and save the crew, knowing that their time's about run out. While Cassian still thinks that is still longing for freedom and doesn't want to be under British rule, and calls him a coward before storming off on the boat. Later on in the captain's quarters, Elias tells Henry about how the time of piracy has passed and they need to move on, and he pleads for Henry to build a life for himself under the British rule for him and Olivia. Elias also hands Henry a letter decreeing that if something should happen to him, Henry will be the new captain or the new pirate king, and the letter also begs Henry to follow Elias's wish to surrender for the sake of the crew. Henry, shocked with what his father has told him, he leaves the room with the letter in his jacket, leaving Elias by himself for a moment. But not too long after that, Cassian comes in, and he's acting nicely to try and reason with Elias. But Elias is dead set on surrendering to the British. So, Cassian calmly hands him a glass of rum. And here we go into the main plot of Hamlet.
Oh no.
He's poisoned, and Elias dies.
Poison! Poison for Cusco! Cusco poison! Poison to kill Cusco!
Every single play needs to have some sort of poisoning for today.
Poison!
Yep.
Mine doesn't have poison.
I don't either.
Work it in, anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Next scene, early in the morning,
Actually,
we get a funeral with the burial at sea.
Oh.
So we get to see him send him off into the depths and saying that hopefully Davy Jones guides his soul to the afterlife.
So like a Viking pirate funeral?
Basically, they would just dump him overboard.
Yeah.
But they wrapped
Typical
him.
burial.
They wrapped him
Okay.
up and put a nice cloth over him because he's the captain, and more so with this, he's the pirate king.
Yeah.
So he gets a little bit more respect out of it. But basically, what happened with pirates is if someone died, they all went overboard.
Yeah.
Regardless of their status.
Wow.
Some just got wrapped up nicer.
Yeah.
Most people just got tossed right over.
Yeah.
Fish
Vikings,
food.
it's on their one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no fire send off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah. I was a little confused by that. Go on.
Yeah. But yeah, and soon after this moment, after they throw out Elias's body, they have to run an election real quick so that way they have a captain of the ship and can keep things going. With Cassian being the winner by majority vote, which was something pirates actually did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, that's how they select the captains for the most part.
That's cool. I don't know.
Yeah. And then because it's so divided, because Cassian was not even the captain of this ship or even part of this crew, he was on another ship that sunk. It doesn't sit right with everyone.
Yeah.
But Henry, who's still holding the decree, is too distraught over his father suddenly dying and just doesn't speak up. So, a few days later, on a foggy night, we see some of the crew members playing Liar's Dice and talking about how things have kind of gone uphill. Liar's Dice was also an actual game that they would play too.
Oh, I know. Sorry. We played that in D&D yesterday. That's why I tried to be quiet. I had a reaction.
Yeah, you're good. And then they're just talking about how things just don't seem so right now, especially with the foggy area and stuff. And they're talking about how Henry is taken to the bottle pretty heavily.
That happens.
At this moment, the ghost of Elias appears, and the crew members run, and they happen to run into Henry, who is carrying a bottle of rum as he drunkenly sulks around the ship. And at first he doesn't believe them, and he walks on to go see this ghost of his father who's coming from Davy Jones' locker. And then he sees the ghost, and still holding the bottle, he takes a quick look at it, and just throws it on the floor.
Fish food.
And then soon he has a conversation with Elias's ghost, who tells him that Cassian killed him, and begs him to avenge him and save the crew. So sets the plot up. The And then we got, like, we'll have moments in between for stuff, but the next morning, Cassian wakes up to find that someone has given him the black spot.
Oh.
And, you know, Pirate's super superstitious.
Mm-hmm.
He storms out screaming, "Who gave me this? Who gave me this?"
Mm-hmm.
And
He
then,
doesn't keep the secret. Okay.
yeah, because in the actual play, Hamlet is playing mad to just throw people off.
Yeah.
He's playing drunk to throw people off. And so he's still sneaking around, but he's sober now.
Yeah.
And then during this time, after like Cassian calms down and stuff, he kind of fills in Olivia on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get to talk a whole lot about Olivia in this, but basically I wanted to treat her a little bit better than Shakespeare did, because she's not going to hang herself.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Editor Austin here. So, this is embarrassing, but I misspoke when I said that Ophelia hung herself. In the actual play, she actually drowned, and within the play, it's kind of debated whether or not it was murder or if she did it intentionally, but the general consensus is that she did it intentionally. So, yes, that was a big oopsie on my part and kind of embarrassing. But, you know, we know what it is, so we just want to share that thought with you guys so you guys weren't misinformed. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and please remember to like and subscribe, and check out more of our episodes. Enjoy the rest of the episode, guys.
And she'll get a little bit more development.
Yeah. Is this taking place on the ships, or is this like...
This is on the ship, like they're out at sea.
Okay. It was just big old shit. Also, sorry, the superstitious women on board thing was...
There's a couple things. There was actually a lot of research done. There was actually a decent amount of women who were on ships. Some of them hid that they were women, but there was also like actual female captains.
Yeah.
So this one I don't really care, especially since with pirates it was always a mixed bag of crew members anyway. So it's just like, well, we can have some Africans, we can have some Asians, we can have women. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was just kind of... I just wanted to see if you were going to do something with that.
Yeah, no, nothing like that with this one. It's just kind of in common. Yeah, we have women on the ship.
That's how it is.
Yep.
I like it.
That's how it is. Moving forward, later, okay, maybe that evening, I'm thinking, it's kind of like they're having a farewell feast to kind of just fully send off Elias and just honor his life.
Yeah.
This is where we get kind of a resemblance to the original play. So during this, Hamlet puts on a play to get inside of Claudius's head. What happens now is they do a sea shanty.
I love sea shanties.
And I actually have rough lyrics for it. That's why my thing was messed up. It's not perfect and it's not complete, but it's a good idea to get through what's going on. So it starts off with Henry just starting to sing. There once was a king who went to sea, Billy O'Shea, name was he. The waves of the sea favored him so, leading his crew to where fortunes flow. Heave ho, long live the tide, long live the king with the fire-eyed pride. I don't have the rest of the chorus. And then the next, don't worry, I've got more of the song, but just then the next section, this is Olivia and Hector who are singing it.
Oh, okay.
And then the king had gold and the king had might. He ruled the waves like the moon rules the night. But a brother's toast and a shadowed grin was the start of the rot that crept within. Heave ho, long live the tide, long live the king with the fire-eyed pride. Da da da. Heave ho, the dead don't lie, but they whisper truce as the tide rolls by. Raise your rum, let sorrow pass by. Drink it real swift and hope you don't die. And when he says that, Henry stares right at Cassian.
Oh!
And Cassian gets that look of discomfort as he also realizes that Henry knows what he's did.
He knows!
Which Henry sees that he knows that he knows. And then he gives him a smirk.
He knows!
And then he leads the rest of the crew into the final bit. So this one we get like the big moment of everyone singing the song.
Yeah.
And which goes... Keep ho, the reckoning's near, the sea don't sleep and the dead still steer. So drink up beef, enjoy your stay, the tide turns sharp come judgment day. And then one final go with the chorus. To end it. And that's that scene.
Rock on.
Yeah. Later that evening, Cassian pulls Hector, Henry's best friend, aside and tells him that he needs to plant an amulet on Henry so that way he can have a reason to throw Henry overboard. or have him walk the plank. And then, of course, Hector's not big on that because it's his best friend. Cassian then gives him 2 options. He can do what he asks and gets rewarded by, more jewels, or maybe even once they get a new ship, he can be captain of a new fleet, part of the fleet. Or he can be either sent to the brig or killed for mutiny or disobeying the captain's orders. It was his choice. So Hector reluctantly decides to follow through and tries to betray Henry. And then what happens is Hector sneaks the amulet into Henry's pocket on his jacket, but Henry catches that, and then after they're having some sort of conversation, I get deep into it, but Henry sneaks the amulet back into Hector's pocket as he's leaving.
Oh, Hector.
Hector.
And then the next morning, Cassian calls for everyone to turn out their coats to try and find the thief of the amulet. And then Hector's standing next to Cassian because he's like, I know you did your job.
Yeah.
And because even then, Hector thinks he did the job. He didn't realize.
Yeah.
And then to the surprise of Cassian and Hector, it's not in Henry's pockets. And then because they're like, well, where is it? Everyone needs to turn out their jackets. He looks over at Hector and he reaches in and pulls it out. Utter shock that it's in there. And Cassian, pissed off that it didn't go how he wanted, but still going to follow through what he said. He's sending him to walk the plank, which, the whole crew comes to watch.
What an asshole.
But it gets worse. So as Hector stands on the edge, he turns around and starts spilling the beans that Cassian told him to, and was planning on framing Henry, and that Henry's the true pirate king, but Cassian isn't having it. And before he can say much more, he pulls out his flintlock and shoots Hector, sending his body down to the depths.
I reiterate, what an asshole.
And then Cassian shouts, I will not be having any blasphemy on me ship. Does anybody else have something they'd like to say? And then Henry stands up and shows the letter from his father and challenges Cassian to a duel, which, divides the crew because it could be fake. We don't like Henry, but we just saw what Cassian did.
Yeah.
Got the whole crew division now. And then they set the challenge for that evening. And then so during the day, or maybe I don't remember when I said it. I have some dates set. I don't have it set right. I didn't write it down. Oopsie. But Henry then sends Olivia away so that way he can protect her, and so that way Cassian doesn't try to do anything with her, and so she can go get Commodore Fredrickson and bring him to the ship. Yeah. And sends him the letters so that way it's signed with Henry saying that you need to, I approve of this, and here's the conditions. And then we'll get the scene of Olivia talking and convincing the Commodore to follow through on it. Yeah. And then we get towards the final bit of the movie where we see Henry looking out at sunset, and we see the sun starting to set along the water. Then they get into their duel. They're clashing back and forth.
Go see him. Go see him.
Yeah, and we got the crew around cheering and watching Sally. Yep. And they duel back and forth. They're dueling back and forth, and then Henry disarms Cassian and knocks him back so he's laying on his back. And then Henry's walking towards him to finish him, but Cassian pulls out his flintlock and shoots Henry in the side. And then Cassian just taunts him. Ye forget, boy. I'm a pirate. I don't fight fair. Henry looks at his side and sees the blood on his hand, and then just continues to walk forward and runs his sword through Cassian, who just laughs. See you soon, lad. And then slowly dies, and just a little pause as Henry hovers over his body. Soon a crew member spots the Commodore's ship and asks Henry what to do, and Henry says, let them come, which the pirates are very shocked about, but follow the orders. And then soon the British board the ship, followed by Olivia, who runs to Henry, and Henry dies in her arms. And the movie then ends with the Commodore saying how Henry saved all their lives. Similar to how, I think it's actually Horatio who narrates that at the end, but, I killed him. So, so it's going to be the prince or the Commodore who says it and cuts him out. And, final little bit of the sun setting beneath the waves. That's my play or movie.
Austin loves his epic shots.
I do love my cinematic shots and my revenge stories.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
Krais, you want to go first?
Question.
Yes.
Is this rated R?
Good.
I, matey.
I've been waiting his entire pitch to make that joke.
I think they hate my response more than anything else.
It's Jack! Just covering his face in pure shame.
I want to quit this podcast.
Why am I here?
I don't-
Why am I here?
No, we're gonna make our own. It's just gonna be Carly and Jack from. Yeah. Anyway, no, it was
a little less chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But in all seriousness, I think you did a really good job. I've heard it's really hard to adapt Shakespearean plays into a different setting.
Try doing Midsummer's Night Dream in sci-fi. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I got an idea for it. Never mind.
Midsummer Night's Dream, but make it the Muppets, okay?
Yeah,
Just
see-
saying.
Yeah, some concepts for like Shakespearean plays, like trying to modernize. Thank you. Can be challenging, but I think you did a really good job. I love the idea of the entire play taking place on a boat where there's no land in sight. Like, stress is at an all-time high, and all of this happens. Like, at least in Hamlet, they can like leave the country, but like I think Hamlet actually like leaves the country to go study abroad because his uncle says so, and that's how his friends die.
Because they actually sent him to leave the country so that they can.
Yeah.
But
And
he
yeah.
sent them to their deaths
Yeah.
instead, which is another form of tragedy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you did a really good job. I found it interesting.
Yeah, I think you chose a really good setting to adapt it to. I think it really worked. If you had just flat out told me this without pitching it, I would have been like, no way. Like, sure, you can come up with something, but I don't think it works. And nothing felt out of place.
Yeah.
The only thing I had to wrap my head around was basically, how big is this ship? But it can be a massive ship, or it can be a normal sized pirate ship.
Typically, most pirate ships were smaller, but like I'm going because it's a movie
And it's the King.
Yeah, Pirate King. He's gonna have a bigger ship.
Yeah.
It's probably Man of War size, which is one of the biggest ships you can get.
Yeah.
And it like Man of Wars can fit like I want to say 60, maybe 80 cannons below deck, and that's just below deck.
Yeah. So yeah, it fits. I don't think I have much else to say. I really did love the idea of instead of Hamlet playing mad, it's Henry playing drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like the best adaptation because it still feels realistic.
Good call.
And the whole ghost at sea, everything really seemed to fit. So you chose a really good setting for it. I love the names. You chose the names, the adaptation of the names also fit really well. That I was pretty impressed by. I don't know what else. I'm trying to think of something to say outside of it's a good adaptation, but I don't know. I liked the locket scene, pulling the or amulet or whatever. That was a really good touch. Yeah.
Carly, what do you got?
I like pirates. No, similar to Jack, actually. If you would have said, I'm making Hamlet, but make it pirates, I'd be like, huh? Like, how are you going to do that? Because I think Hamlet, and I'm like, I'm that person when you think Hamlet. I'm like, The Lion King.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I make a lot of parallels between the two of them, and I was like, I don't know how that would work. But it makes sense. Like, it could align pretty easily with it.
Yeah, that's one reason why I said that the Northman was a big inspiration, because
Mm-hmm.
it's basically Hamlet, but with Vikings. And
Yeah.
like, what if I could do it with a different sort of breed? And
Yeah.
I
Pirates
kept
was, like,
thinking,
perfect.
Yeah, I kept thinking like, what if they did this with Vikings? Because I keep forgetting about the Northmen. I need to see it.
Yeah. And I thought it was really good. I think making the play into a sea shanty worked really well.
Oh, yeah.
Too. I don't know. Just all the parallels and stuff that you can make back and forth. Of like, because in Hamlet, oftentimes he feels like he's trapped in the country and he feels like he can't leave due to his duty. Well, same thing happens with the pirate ship. You can't just leave a ship. The captain goes down with their ship.
Yeah.
And so I think those parallels really match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah,
It was very detailed. I don't have a whole lot of questions because like it was really detailed. So
The only thing that like hits the brakes for me, and it's really a light tap of the brakes, is how. Maybe I just need to clarify this. So the Henry got the Commodore to basically pardon the rest of the pirate crew.
Yep.
Okay. Just by turning over Cassian.
yeah, so
Okay.
this actually comes down to some historical stuff,
Mhm.
but British and the French and the Spanish also did this too, but they would actually license out former pirates to actually go out and hunt other pirates or go attack other countries' ships and frame them as pirates, but they would take like 20% of the loot that they get. And they said, pirates, you can grab everything you want, just you got to give us 20%.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like something like that.
Okay.
And if you look at Pirates of the Caribbean, they were trying to strike deals to work for the East Trading Company.
Yeah, East India Trading Company.
East India Trading Company. Yeah. And so it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a very common theme where like...
Oh, yeah. It was just, in the pitch itself, it wasn't quite clear to me.
Yeah.
So, I just needed that clarification.
Yeah, basically it's work for the British or go to the gallows.
Yeah. No, I think it works.
It's a concept in One Piece. And I've been watching One Piece lately.
Yeah. You said King of the Pirates, and I looked over at Krais. I'm like, is he gonna make a reference? No, he's not. Okay.
No. Nope, don't have the anime references.
Yeah.
I mean,
just the Pirates of the Caribbean. And
does he eat a lot of meat? I guess there's your One Piece reference.
Cool. All right.
But yeah, that's what I had. Glad y'all liked it. Carly, what do you got for us?
Okay, so the play that I picked was Antigone.
I knew it!
Big shock there.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's a shocker.
It's a good play.
It's like the play that I talk about when everyone's like, what's one of your favorite plays? I'm like, Antigone!
I consider
Don't get me started.
This one, honestly.
But
I don't know the story, so it's like, I'm going to have to do too much. It's going to take too much time to do this.
So I want to be a theater educator, and I cannot wait to produce a production of Antigone, because I think it's so good. So Antigone, the way I did it is it's very similar still to the regular plot of Antigone, but we're gonna set it in like a dystopian, authoritarian country. So like if you guys have seen the movie, like the TV show The Handmaid's Tale, or even like think about like a mixture between Divergent and Hunger Games esque of like the capital. So it's in Thebes still, but it's like a
adaptation of Thebes.
So it's like dark, very grayscale, very utilitarian, very just like steel bland meh. And even like the costumes for the characters are going to reflect that. So it's very like gray and dark and all that stuff. And so the feel of the movie is very much like kind of that feel. But I wanted like obviously Antigone. So you don't know the plot of Antigone. It's all about Antigone, her brothers are Eteocles and Polynesius. And Polynesius basically is declared a traitor because they both die in battle. One fighting against the country, one fighting for the country. Polynesius is fighting against the country. He dies. He's considered a traitor. And Creon, the ruler of Thebes, basically says, hey, he can't be buried. Point blank period. Do not bury him. Don't give him any, like, rights or any, like, thing like that for the dead. Because he's a traitor. And Antigone's like, that's kind of fucked up, man. And so she goes and has to fix that. And so she buries her brother. Creon finds out. Creon gets mad. Creon arrests her. And then Haman, who is Creon's son, who is Antigone's fiance, is fighting his dad. But I'm be like, free her, free her. Ismene, who is Antigone's sister, sides with Creon, not with her. Another character of importance would be Eurydice, who is Creon's wife. Also, that means that she is Haman's mother. So she comes up towards the end of the movie. That becomes a really big deal. And then another one who's named is Tiresias, who is kind of like this prophet person who tells like the future, all of this stuff. He gives prophecies to Creon, works for Creon, all this. So, basically that's kind of the plot. Antigone buries her brother. Creon gets pissed. He arrests her. She's the main rebel, and people start siding with Antigone instead of Creon, right? Classic, like, dystopian fight for power, humanity versus power, things like that.
Yeah.
But I really wanted, like, this to kind of be, like, modern in a way, too, like, for more modern audiences. So a way that I really like to, like, format things is it's, like, a rebel thing with music. So music that, they're, like, for the Creon scenes and for the Thebes scenes where it's all in the city and all about the city is going to be very just instrumental, very classical, very, like, clean cut. Versus for Antigone, think of, like, you know, have you guys seen Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Where they take pop music and they make it instrumental.
Classical, yeah.
Okay, we're going to take angst music like Avril Lavigne, Paramore, things like that, cut it down, make it instrumental, and that's everything for Antigone. Like, any Antigone scene has that underlaid in it.
I like it.
And so it's gonna be very angst. Like, think like Misery Business, like, think all of those type of songs.
Sorry, I'm flashing back to Wrecking Ball as classical music. I hated that.
Yeah, no, not that.
So violently going.
Yeah,
I hated that
Antigone is
scene.
not Wrecking Ball. But that's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. There's just so many good ones out there. Even like a little bit of Florence and the Machine. I don't know. There's just some really good ones that'll be fun for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we get into the cast. This is my fan cast.
Mm-hmm.
Some are controversial, but so for Antigone, I wanted Millie Bobby Brown for
I can see it.
Antigone.
I can see it.
Because I've seen her, so obviously she's been in like Stranger Things and stuff.
Yeah,
She did a really good job there. But another one I've seen her in is like Damsel, which
Yeah.
she did really good as like that kind of rebel-like character in that movie.
She was the only good thing about that movie outside the CGI, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. But she also was in like Enola Holmes or whatever
Yeah.
and stuff too.
Enola Holmes.
I don't know. I've just seen her in a lot of different things where she kind of plays more that angst rebel-like character.
She was in the Electric State.
Yeah.
She was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she co-starred with Chris Pratt in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that it's Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt is the selling.
I love Millie Bobby Brown. She's incredible. And then moving on, Creon. I want Mark Ruffalo for Creon. It's a hot take. So, I can't picture who that is.
I
Played the Hulk, you know.
We know.
I-
who it is.
I
Pretty good. I was like,
I think I could see it because he played like some sort of dictator in Mickey 17.
yes, he's
haven't
played
seen it.
dictator
I haven't
characters
seen it yet, but I know
before.
that's what he played.
And I think the older he gets, the more gray his hair gets,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of gives more of like dystopian, almost President Snow
Yeah,
like
that's yeah.
character is kind of where I was going with that.
I could see it. Not
Um,
who I would pick, but
and
I could see it.
I was just thinking, because I don't want someone who's played a lot of dictators in the past, because obviously you're going to see it in this movie and be like, hey, isn't it that one person from that
Yeah,
one movie?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want that.
That's-
I think...
Oh shoot!
I
Not
think
Christoph
Marf-
Waltz.
No, exactly. And I was like, I need someone who's, like, well-known, but not, like, going to be like, that ain't Creon, you know? So there's that. For Haman, which is Creon's son, I want Jacob Eldery?
Mm.
Elordi. Jacob Elordi.
He's a big, tall guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This
Yeah,
guy.
like in Euphoria and stuff.
I haven't seen. I'm just looking
He's
him
gonna
up.
be in Frankenstein soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's the monster.
Yeah.
I just think he would work. I mean, you think about, you know, Haman, he's like the prince or whatever, too. You have to have, like, that
Yeah.
stereotypical kind of look for
Yeah.
him. So I thought that would work well.
Yeah.
Esmene, who is Antigone's sister, is Bailey Madison. I'm trying to think of movies she's been in. She's been in a lot. She started off as a child actor, so she's been in so many things. I just had to...
recognize- Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is.
There's Bailey Madison.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of
but
things.
she's Bridge to Terabithia. That's what
Yeah,
I remember.
Bridge to
her
Terabithia
from.
Yeah.
is where she's been in. She's been
She's been in a lot.
She's been
okay.
in a lot. I just figured, like, I put Millie Bobby Brown and her next to each other. They look like they
Yeah,
could be
I
sisters.
saw that. I was like, yeah.
They
yeah.
could be sisters. And I also think that Bailey Madison is the more, like, pristine, almost looking person, because she
Yeah.
obviously sides with Creon, so that kind of works.
I agree. I see it.
I know this girl.
Yes. For Tiresias, who is the prophet, I wanted Timothy Chalamet. Because I want him to grow out his hair, right? And he's just
Yeah.
like the shaggy looking, like, wears a
Yeah.
huge robe and is
I
just
can
like
see
dark
it.
and
I can
wears
see it.
eyeliner. And
Yeah, bit
very
Paul Atreides
moody.
slash this character in Don't Look Up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see the look.
yeah.
I
Like,
almost
need
cast
the-
him as the messenger in mind, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want just a bunch of big names.
I'm not getting to be shaggy. No, I did all big names for this movie. This movie's gonna
That's
go skyrocket. And then Eurydice, my favorite, Natalie Portman.
Okay.
Natalie Portman's gonna be Eurydice. She's gonna be Creon's wife.
Creon's wife.
Okay.
Okay. I see.
You know, a little ode back to being the wife of a bad guy in Star Wars. You know, a little Padme throwback.
She's also queen in that.
Yeah, she's a queen in that.
Yeah.
She's a queen in
I
this.
see it.
Natalie Portman. Also, she's like 40-something, hasn't aged a day. Over
Yeah.
like 30.
Yeah.
Okay, she's...
Yeah,
Love that woman.
She and Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Just
I know. I almost did Anne Hathaway. I looked at her too, but I
Yeah.
just... Natalie Portman just, I feel
I
like
think she
fits.
works better with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's currently 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't look
They
a day
both
over
look
like 32.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like kind of where I'm looking at my cast. I didn't have any cast for the two brothers who died at the very beginning because I was like, there's
Yeah.
gonna be like maybe a small like flashback mid show of them fighting or something.
I don't even think they're name dropped in. I just remember they're like.
Polynesius is.
Yeah, I just remember them being like the brothers fought and they died.
yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the names. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
care enough. They died.
Yeah.
And Antigone is another one of those plays that I know very
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see like the opening scene for this movie and stuff. Opening, you know, like how Wicked Part 1 opens with like them saying the Wicked Witch is dead with like a
Yeah.
montage of the land.
Yeah.
the opening is going to be Creon saying, "The traitor shall remain unburied. Let no one defy this law." Of just like this montage of this utilitarian, steel, gray city. Everyone's wearing uniforms. There's soldiers marching down the streets and all this stuff. And you see Antigone slowly sneaking her way through the shadows of the city, her way out of town. And the way the city is kind of formatted, this is a weird comparison. But think of like the Lorax, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's the big city all walled in and everything.
Yeah.
And then everything else around it is almost like wasteland.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
I think
and so she has to sneak out of the walls to go bury her brother.
That's a weird, like, reference to make so much sense.
Thank you! Thank you!
That works so well.
Honestly,
that is awesome.
pop off.
I'm like, okay, think about it this way. Hunger Games meets Divergent meets the Lorax meets, like...
How does this work?
It works, though. That's the craziest thing.
Anyways, so, thank you.
No, I just love the idea of Timothy Chalamet coming out being like, I speak for the gods.
That's exactly it! Just give him a yellow mustache and he's there, okay?
Forget the gray, it's yellow.
It's yellow. No, but it works. It freaking works. And then Creon is her hair.
Has anyone else seen those the Lorax, like this girl dressed up as the Lorax memes? I can just imagine Timothy with like orange paint all over him and just a yellow mustache going, what do you mean it doesn't come off?
Well, I know what he's doing for his next SNL sketch.
Jack is like their mind is blown. They're like, what?
It works so... I'm like seeing...
Please continue.
Is
Please continue.
Is the Lorax Antigone?
No,
no, it's not.
No.
It's not. But goodness,
okay,
this
so
works.
the Lorax is Tiresias, okay?
Yeah.
Antigone would have to be the guy who plants the seed in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's how that would have to work.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Onceler would be. Don't get me started on that. Probably...
But anyway, sorry.
Sorry.
Was just it works very well. That's a really good parallel.
We'll have to do some research on if the Lorax was based upon Antigone or not.
But
the movie might have been, though.
The movie, honest, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the movie might have been, like,
for
the
sure
whole, like,
inspired.
The whole, like, thief.
Alright, guys, stick around for next episode where we compare the Lorax to classical plays.
But yeah, no, like, Thieville, that's all from the movie. That wasn't even in the original book.
That's crazy.
There's for sure inspiration whether they realize it or not. Anyway.
Anyways, going back to this. The way I did my pitch is I tried to pitch it almost like a movie trailer instead of as the actual movie. I was thinking of like, okay, what am I going to do in the movie trailer that hooks it? Mm-hmm. So the trailer's main line, like at the very end of the trailer, I'm going from the end to the beginning, but the end of the trailer is going to be, one act of defiance can break an empire.
Ooh.
Kind of dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to see like Antigone burying her brother in the dead of night outside of town. You're going to see her arrest in town square with Creon high up. Think of, like, President Snow's balcony at the Hunger Games. He's going to be high up, banners hung on the, like, pillars next to him, looking down upon Antigone, either tied to, like, a post or on her knees, like, with officers around her or whatever, you know? Like, that picture of looking up versus looking down, having that power struggle, because Antigone will have the power in the scene, even though he's higher up. And that'll be very obvious. Mm-hmm. Haman and Esme and Eurydice pleading with Creon to release her, him refusing, all of those things happening. Because even though, like, Ismene, like, sides with Creon, she still is like, she's my sister, please, like, let her live. Mm-hmm. But then you're also going to see little clips of, like, and also throughout the entire movie in general, is you'll hear Tiresias almost chanting during some of the intense scenes, like him chanting some of his prophecies. Mm-hmm. They aren't coming to me right now, but things of, like, you're going to pay with the death of your son and things like this, because all those are said in the play. Like, Creon will pay for the death, like, with the death of his son. He's like, this isn't going to happen. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You know, spoiler alert, it does happen. Mm-hmm. So you'll have that. And I also kind of wrote 2 different endings.
Ooh, alternate endings. Okay.
Alternative endings, just depending on, like, how the movie goes. But you have the themes, obviously, of, like, moral defiance versus authoritarian power. So the normal ending is, like, Antigone gets arrested. In her cell, she hangs herself. Haman finds her. Creon witnesses Haman killing himself next to her. Eurydice finds out and kills herself before Creon finds her. Creon is then left alone in a cursed world that he created because he made his bed and he must lie in it. Because basically, after all his actions of the war and everything he did, like, his city becomes cursed with, like, the plague and a bunch of different other curses that happen and stuff. we'll get to see that more in the movie too, of like different things of like there's going to be a lot more poverty, there's going to be a lot more famine, there's going to be a lot more, you know, almost rebel groups forming and kind of trying to rebel back that are all inspired by Eurydice. Not Eurydice, Antigone. But the alternative ending I had was that Eurydice and Hammond would defy Creon and release Antigone, and then Antigone would fight Creon, and they would both die, just like her two brothers died in the beginning. And then Hammond would end up in a similar situation as Antigone was in at the beginning of it, kind of making almost that circular effect of like 2 deaths at the beginning, 2 deaths at the end, one person remains, and that one person has to find, does he continue what his father did, or does he try to find a new path that he knew Antigone had for like their city, and kind of
Interesting.
figuring out that in a way, you know? But yeah, that's kind of what I got.
Alright, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Like, honestly, I like me a good genre blender and good references to a lot of different movies that blend it so well.
Yeah.
I was not expecting the Lorax to work so well with Antigone. I just want to applaud you for that one.
Yeah.
That one was
That was good.
good job.
That's good.
Thank you.
That was really good. You kind of blew all our minds with that one.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth which ending I like more, because like the first ending, it fits tonally with everything else that's going to
That's
happen.
classic.
But the second ending also kind of works thematically with what you set up. So honestly, I think you could go either way. I think just part of my own like cinema test audience side of me would probably say, oh, probably want that second one just because it gets a little more action into it.
It also leaves it open-ended for a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, because
wanted,
we like that money.
Yeah.
if you wanted to make a sequel with like, it obviously wouldn't be Antigone, but it would be based upon Antigone and the characters in Antigone. You could then write a sequel.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you see them, like, for anyone who doesn't know, Antigone is part of a trilogy, and it's the last movie in the trilogy. Do you see a, like, I can never say the name
Prequel?
right.
A sequel?
Yeah, a prequel, if you will, Obadiah's Rex. Or
Oedipus Rex.
Oedipus
Jesus
Rex?
Christ.
Obadiah, sorry.
And
you call yourself a theater major.
I read the name and my brain just goes, I don't fucking know.
Oedipus Rex.
Yes.
I do
Oedipus
see.
the
I
King.
do see plenty of sequels. I feel like that entire trilogy that Sophocles wrote is so easy to make into modern day movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially using like that dystopian, like.
There's a reason
World.
Oedipus Rex is the play that everyone teaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like so many of this entire like trilogy is just so easy to like pull themes from, make them dystopian, make them modern. I thought about doing something similar of rewriting their names to be more modern or almost like more dystopian. Because again, I mentioned The Handmaid's Tale, but The Handmaid's Tale, if you guys haven't seen the show, basically is a futuristic version of this country, but it's like they're going back to older like methods and they're going back to like older like morals and stuff like that. And so they have more like almost biblical or like classical names instead of like our modern names and stuff too. And so either doing something like that with their names and making them similar, kind of how Austin did with his, or making them like shortened. Haven't figured that part out.
Yeah.
Although I do love leaving Antigone's name the same because I think Antigone's name in general in the modern English language is so interesting because you think most people read it as Antigone, which if you think about the themes of the play,
It's spelled the same way.
it's spelled the way as Antigone is, and she's tried to prove that her brother wasn't fully gone and that he should still be things. And anyways, I could go into that part of just analyzing this play forever. But
I have one critique, but it's more of a personal thing. Mark Ruffalo as Creon.
yes.
Okay, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I have only seen Mark Ruffalo in the Avenger movies and Now You See Me, the first one. So I don't, I've never seen, what's this movie that he was
Mickey 17. It was something that came out back in March.
Okay. I haven't seen this movie, so maybe,
I think I'm with the same boat on Krais. Like, I don't love Mark Ruffalo as it, but I could see it. So
Yeah,
it's more like he would have to win me over on it, but I think it would be an okay casting.
Yeah, I would have to see it before I go, yeah, that's a good casting, because, I don't know, I just have this specific visual of Creon when we talk about Antigone, and Mark Ruffalo doesn't fit that visual that I have personally.
Yeah. Another person I had thought about doing was Mads Mikkelsen.
Ooh, Mads Mikkelsen would be. I kind of like that one a lot more.
I like Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads.
Mark Ruffalo.
He was the recasting
yeah,
for the
yeah,
wall.
yeah.
'Cause
I like him a lot
Yes.
more.
Yes.
I
know,
see it.
I just.
But he does fit that
He would be
yeah.
the stereotype of the bad guy,
stereotypical.
though.
And I want Creon to almost not fully appear as necessarily a bad guy at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I don't want like an evil looking person. I want like a.
I agree with you. I think I would like to see Mark do it first, but I personally can't see it right this second. So it's
sure.
not on you.
Yeah, I just think about when I think of Antigone and how I first read it. I was like, at first I was like, the first thing I knew about Creon is that he's Antigone's uncle.
Mhm.
So when I was thinking about casting, I was like, okay, someone has to be someone's uncle.
Yeah.
Like he has to
That
seem
makes sense.
semi-approachable.
Yeah.
Turn dark.
Makes sense. So I just love Mads as villains. He's just so very talented. But yeah, he does certainly fall into that stereotype. Yeah, I'm the same thing with Mark Ruffalo, but again, I'm sure he could surprise me. But I, going from like he's someone's uncle angle, fully get it.
Yeah.
Could you go over the cast again? There was another
For real, yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown. She's gotta win me over.
I was just thinking because Antigone has to appear younger. Like both
Yeah.
Bailey Madison and Millie Bobby Brown are significantly younger looking,
Yeah.
and so is Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
All three of those are, and Timothy even too. are
McKenna
all
Grace wouldn't be a
significant.
bad choice.
Huh?
McKenna Grace wouldn't be a bad choice.
McKenna Grace, I've seen her in too much stuff recently. Every time I see McKenna Grace in anything,
Yeah, she's a
she's
little
a
bit.
fantastic
She's a little bit
actress.
of a rising star, though.
She's a rising
Oh
star.
yeah.
But I've seen her in too.
Yeah.
I've
She's
seen her in too
been-
much stuff. That
she's
every time I
a
see
child
McKenna
actress.
Grace,
Oh,
She's
yeah.
every time
yeah.
I see McKenna Grace, she's a fantastic actress. But every time I see her in a movie, I'm like, oh look, it's a McKenna Grace.
Yeah.
Like it's not like oh, obviously that's Antigone. Like it's like oh, it's a McKenna Grace playing Antigone. Like it's not.
In my brain, she's been acting since she was too young for me to
Yes.
see her as much else. But isn't she also in the? Yeah, she's in Sunrise of the Reaping. She's cast in
Yes,
the Hunger Games.
she's
Sunrise
cast
of the
in the
Reaping.
Hunger Games movie, which she's gonna do great at because that's
Oh, for
when I
sure.
read the book, I was like, obviously she's gonna play Maisie.
Yeah, looking at what she's done, it makes sense
Hmm.
for her. But I think Millie Bobby Brown would be a better choice. I don't know. I just want someone a bit more of a what's her name? Kate plays Kate Bishop.
Oh,
Haley
Steinfeld.
Steinfeld.
Oh.
That's the type of vibe I think of when you describe this. But anyway, outside
I
of
also-
casting,
Low key, we were doing fan cast, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, what if I just put Zendaya in there? But I figured I couldn't do like Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet and Jacob Elordi since she's worked with all of them as love interests in the past. I was like,
yeah.
I can't do Zendaya.
But I want to see Timothy Chalamet as the Prophet. But like, anyway, it feels very outside of the casting. I think you did a really good job of setting it. I do think the second ending where there's a face-off between Antigone and Creon would work a lot better for a
Cinematic.
movie. I think if it was on stage playing homage to the original Greek themes, the first ending you gave would be better.
Yeah.
But for a movie
that's the
specifically,
written plot in the play.
yeah, that's what I thought. So I think for a movie, the second ending is better, and it does leave things open because I'm curious what you would do with a movie following this.
Yeah, it would take a lot of like research into it
It would take
because
a lot, yeah.
because you'd have to research more of the minor characters in this play.
Yeah.
And like really like explore more almost into like Creon's psychology,
Yeah.
as well as like Tiresias, because those are the ones who are left, and Ismene. I almost want like Haman and Ismene to like make their own path, and like a sequel is kind of where I would take it.
Gotcha. Overall, I think it's really good.
Yeah, good job, Carly.
We've had two people adapted to different genres, and they've both gone really well.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was 3 pitches. We're done, right?
Yeah.
Normally,
Come back next
we
time.
got 4 people this time. So, Krais,
Alright.
you're on deck. What's
There's a
up?
reason you're trapped in the corner.
Help. Alright, so for mine, I went with something that I was passionate about because there are a lot of Shakespearean plays that just kind of go over my head, personally. But there's a few that I'm like, I love this play. That might sound a little odd for some of you when I say the name. The play that I chose was The Spanish Tragedy.
The Spanish Tragedy?
Yeah.
Okay. This is one I actually considered.
Yes.
I was not expecting that from you.
Yeah.
Really? You don't know about the whole Spanish tragedy with me?
Remind me briefly of the plot, because I keep mixing it
I've
up
never
with...
read it.
I will go over it as I talk about it. It was originally written by Thomas Kidd. In fact, it's believed to be the original Hamlet. Like, it was written before Hamlet and Shakespeare's time. And so it's believed to be, like, the original Hamlet. Sorry, Austin.
Hey, Shakespeare was known to take other people's plays and just make them better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's what he was known for,
Yeah.
besides actually just writing stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not offended by it.
Yeah.
So, I have a love-hate relationship with this play.
Oh, I remember this now.
Okay, now
I
you remember.
your-
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with a simple question.
Mhm.
How many acts do you think are in this play?
3.
6?
Oh,
5 or
wow.
6?
Is it 6?
No. It's between the two of you. It's 4.
Okay.
Okay. How many scenes do you think there are?
I'm trying to remember if this is typical anytime someone enters or exits, it's a new scene. I'm gonna go with 23, averaging about 5 or 6 scenes per act.
40!
Okay, pretty good guesses. Just going down the line, because I don't actually have the whole thing counted out, there are 6 in Act 1,
I'm on a good track.
6 in Act 2,
Same.
16 in Act 3,
I'm way off.
and 5 in Act 4.
33.
33, yeah.
33. I
Yes.
think that's mathing it.
Yeah, that's
People are going to
right.
listen to this and be like, she's so bad at math.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah.
When I originally read this, it took
That's
me
cool.
about 6 hours to get through the entire play.
Yeah.
Because of how much there is. And there are so many scenes that should not be in this fucking play.
I don't know how
Okay?
you really feel.
Thomas Kid, calm the fuck down. Okay.
Alright.
So what I did was retell the story and like reeled it in a bit.
Yeah.
While also trying to make it somewhat unique and original.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was doing for like I was basically taking the original story of Spanish tragedy and like just talk about the important stuff because there's a whole scene where a messenger goes, "Huh, this package is empty," leaves. That's a whole ass page.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I said, "Fuck you, fuck the messenger. He's out. He's dead now. I'm killing you
Bye,
all."
messenger.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah. We
So-
don't forget.
Oh, I'm sorry,
don't
Spanish
kill the
tragedy.
messenger.
Tragedy. Adios.
Yeah. Just for a quick plot summary of it, basically there was a war between Spain and Portugal, and now one of the sons of the Portugal viceroy, the leader of Portugal,
Yeah.
is a captive and in Spain now, and he kills someone and then revenge.
Mhm.
Okay, like I said, it's the original revenge story.
Happens.
Yeah. So
Okay, we're gonna have 2 sound bites from this episode from you, and that's one of them.
yeah,
What an asshole. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
Just to kind of give you an idea of what the movie kind of looks like, it's basically just a movie version of Game of Thrones. It's like very
Okay.
Games of Thrones.
Like aesthetically.
Yeah, aesthetically.
Okay.
So dark and gritty.
Dark, very dark.
Dark,
and
gritty, medieval.
Yeah.
So the first scene in the entire play is literally just a ghost being like, "I'm dead."
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
I'm drawn in. What
Yeah.
happens next?
And then this spirit of revenge comes in and goes, "Hey,
Right, yeah, I remember.
yay, guess what, bro? You're gonna get avenged, I promise." And it's like, cool, can't wait for that happens. Let's see what happens. That's the entire first scene.
Yeah.
So I basically made the character who died and the revenge character the same person.
Mhm.
He is Andre. Andre is betrothed to the princess of Spain.
Okay.
And his best friend is Horatio.
Mhm.
And Horatio and Andre have gone to war with Portugal.
Mhm.
But the movie opens up where we see Andre like alone on alone as a ghost, and he gives us the
Exposition.
thank you exposition of Spain and Portugal are at war. I was just killed, I just died, and that's when Horatio comes in and mourns his best friend. And shortly after that, Balthazar, who, if you can believe it or not, he is one of the villains.
No
Dun,
way!
dun.
Yes. He comes in and declares that I killed him because he's betrothed to the woman I love. Mm-hmm. And Horatio bests him in combat and takes him as prisoner.
Happens.
Okay. None of that is seen on stage, by the way.
No.
That was not in the original. That's just explained in the original play. Yeah. So I just let's do that because that's cool.
Yeah.
So Horatio brings Balthazar to the king of Spain and I brought this viceroy's son. He murdered my best friend and your daughter's beloved. What should we do with him? Keep him a prisoner. Okay. You fucking asshole. So Balthazar becomes a spoils of war.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, we see the king and the viceroy have messages between the two. Yeah. Be how do we solve this? I have your son. You want your son back. Mm-hmm. I will say that in the original play, there's a lot of stuff going on with the viceroy as well. Yeah. And I said, not important. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So we then get a scene where Horatio, and I can never say her name correctly because it's really weird. Belle Imperia.
I have to see the.
It's Bel Imperia is her name, yeah. But she is the princess of the Spain who was betrothed to Andre, and it's revealed that her and Horatio have a thing. And Balthazar, who the reason why he killed Andre is because he likes her, sees this and goes, "Well, I don't want any of this." Lorenzo, the king of Spain's son, sees this and goes to Balthazar and goes, "Hey, look, you're the son of the viceroy, I'm the son of the king. Mm-hmm. We're going to be in power one day. Mm-hmm. Let's work together. Mm-hmm. Let's kill Horatio." Mm-hmm. And they find out that Horatio and Bella Imperia are going to Horatio's father's garden, Hieronymo. Okay? They're just to confess their love.
Yeah.
Okay? We also are introduced into Hieronymo shortly after they come back to the city, as well as Lorenzo. Sorry, there's a lot of characters. I cut down a few too as well. Yeah. So Lorenzo basically he uses his cunning to convince Balthazar to help him kill Horatio because he also doesn't like Horatio.
Yeah,
what an asshole.
I know, and. So Lorenzo and Balthazar, with the help of Periingo, who is Belle Imperia's servant, meet in the garden of Hieronymo's and kill Horatio by getting him hanged. Spoiler: Horatio is not the protagonist of this play.
What?
Yes, it's actually Hieronymo.
That's more fun. That's a more fun name to say anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I that's why I locked into this play. It was Hieronymo.
Hieronymo.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to. I don't care.
Yeah. So Balthazar, Lorenzo, and Periingo kill Horatio by hanging him and kidnap Belle Imperia, but she is able to leave a message for Hieronymo while she's getting taken away from the garden. Hieronymo wakes up to her screaming in the garden and finds his son hanging in his garden and proceeds to mourn him and bury him. And that is the end of Act 2 of the play. I will also, this is kind of how my movie is structured as well. But in Act 3, all 16 of those acts I can sum it up into one sentence. Hieronymo mourns. Cool. That's the entire third act.
Hieronymo mourns?
How many scenes
crying montage.
Yes.
Yeah. You said that was 16 scenes.
16 scenes of Hieronymo going, "My son is gone, and I need to move on with my life." And it's dude, shut the fuck up.
Can you, during that montage, play Bad Day? So it goes "What was the moment we needed the most?" And he's just crying.
Yeah. Also, fun fucking fact.
Yeah.
In Act 3, it was originally 15 scenes. But Thomas Kidd was you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add another scene. And made a new scene where Hieronymo is talking to a painter about making the scene of his son hanging from the tree in the garden. And that was added in after the first performance.
Huh?
I know.
I'm glad Krais went last because he's worked up.
I'm worked up now.
I'm getting flashbacks to when you were first reading this.
I fucking hate this play, but I love it.
I love it, but I hate it.
Yes. So once Horatio's body is revealed, it's revealed that Hieronymo is actually the protagonist of this the story, and the rest of the movie. And I will say, like Horatio is killed in like the first 30 to 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be like the climax of like, oh, actually Hieronymo's the hero and he's gonna go stop these guys. But yeah.
So like a featured character.
Yeah. And then, so Lorenzo has Periengo killed to like take the fall so him and Balthazar can like be in the clear. And he's put on trial and confesses by the trickery of Lorenzo. But because Hieronymo got a letter from Bel Imperia, he knows that Periengo is not the only killer. Balthazar and Lorenzo are also responsible. So he sees this trial at like the climax of the movie. And he's like, okay, that's not the case here. I need to bide my time. Mm-hmm. It's at this point where the Viceroy finally comes to Spain to be like, I'm here for my son. And they have this big congratulations for like, hey, there's peace between the countries now. And to celebrate, Balthazar and Bel Imperia will be married, which was what Lorenzo and Balthazar was wanting for the entire movie. Mm-hmm. And Hieronymo's like, to celebrate, we will put on a play within a play, if you will. Mm-hmm. They do this. Classic. They do this big old production.
Happens.
And Bel Imperia and Hieronymo team up to perform this play and get Lorenzo and Balthazar on stage. Both Hieronymo and Bel Imperia stab Balthazar and Lorenzo respectively. I think Bel Imperia stabs Balthazar and Hieronymo stabs Lorenzo.
Yeah.
For
something like that.
Yeah. And then kill themselves.
Yep.
And so the movie ends with Hieronymo rejoining with his family. Oh, by the way, his wife killed herself earlier on in the movie.
Naturally.
Because her son is dead. So he joins them in death, and we see them. One last thing I forgot to mention. My apologies. Since there's so many deaths in this movie, we see the ghost from Andre the ghost in the background the entire time. Mm-hmm. Like he's watching the murders unfold and like wishing to be avenged, and then more bodies just join, like more bodies. So we see like the ghost of Horatio, we see the ghost of Periengo, we see Isabella, which is Hieronymo's wife, and we just see these ghosts throughout the background as we watch the plot unfold.
It's giving that scene in Star Wars where there's all those ghosts at the fire.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Mm-hmm. But it ends with Hieronymo rejoining his family as spirits, with Bel Imperia and Andre being avenged, and Balthazar and Lorenzo are damned to hell, while the king and viceroy mourn their sons. And that's what I got.
I'll go first, because as you said it more and more, I'm flashing back to when I read it, and I was never as worked up as you, but I remember, like, just from that plot, even that condensed, I'm like, okay, so what was the point?
Literally.
Yeah, Shakespeare did it better with Hamlet. Anyway, I think you did really well. I like the idea of the ghosts coming back, or being in the background. Are they like in literally every scene? Is that what you're saying?
Not every scene. Like,
okay,
they're more prevalent in the scenes where, like, someone's about to die. Okay. Or, like, like the trial scene where Periengo's like convicted for their Horatio's murder. They're kind of there.
The more important scenes.
But the more important scene, like Andre is definitely in the background where Horatio is hanged. Yeah. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, if he's in every scene, I wouldn't have liked it, but I like what you did with that.
It's every time the ghosts pop up, you know someone's about to die.
Yeah.
I like how it's like a Greek chorus effect. Almost.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Watcher from What If. It's just how how he views the story, is how we as the audience see it with him. It's kind of the vibe I got, which I like it, and I like how it was adapted to this.
And going back to the Watcher bit, even outside of the TV show, the Watcher was known to just show up right before like big events
Yeah.
were bound to happen. So like I do like that little aspect to it as well.
Yeah. Outside of that, I don't really have much, because most of what you did was condensing the plot to make it work, which was needed, and I like what you did. There's just not a lot of, like, you didn't take, outside of that, you didn't take many liberties, and I fully support what you did to cut it down. I think you did very well.
Yeah, because nobody's going to watch a 4-act, 20-something scene
33.
movie.
Over 30 scene.
Over
Yeah.
30 scene movie. No one's gonna
Again,
watch
the majority of the third act is just Geronimo, like, mourning his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
It's... I love this play, but... And it's such a good job of world building, but so much of it is not needed for the plot. There's a whole subplot, which is like 3 scenes, I want to say, where we are in the Viceroy's court, and we see, like, one of the Viceroy's attendants be like, "Your son is dead," and he's like, "Damn it! Fuck!" And the ambassadors from Spain comes back and goes, no, he's not. He lied.
Yeah.
And that guy is killed. And it has no overarching like attachment to the plot. It just happens.
Yeah.
So I will say I wanted to take this condensed version and give you guys like scene by scene by scene like visuals. I got to 3 minutes the moment I was done condensing.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out. Like this topic was a hard one too.
Yeah.
To do that.
Which is why I'm glad I picked Medea, since it's so much shorter and frankly mostly monologues.
Yeah.
But which really powerful. But anyway, and I like that you made said aesthetically it's like Game of Thrones, because it's a revenge story. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a royalty, revenge, and all of that. So it fits that really well. So for what you did, I think you did really well. I would have liked more, but obviously you couldn't have done more, so I can't actually ask you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you did really well. I think the most unique thing about it was the ghosts in the background, and I really did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would challenge you further next time, like if you were to elaborate on this, to really find another genre or even another location. So I know it's called the Spanish tragedy, but taking the plot of it and almost making it like, what if you made it like, mafia? There's like a mafia thing to it, or if it was like taking place in another country or something like that, other than just like Spain, I think could be really interesting too.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I think it was just like really cool what you did and like shortened it and stuff. Obviously, I've never read the Spanish tragedy because I've known it was like very, 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 very long. And
You don't need to. That's
I
all
don't
you
got
need.
the attention span.
Literally what I told you, all you need.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have the attention span for it.
Again, it took me 6 hours to get through the entire play.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. Yeah. But yeah, no, it seems interesting. I think it would make a good movie.
Can I be honest? I wanted to make it a TV show.
I think it'd work better.
Because there's so much that happens. Like that whole Viceroy thing, I wanted it to happen because I think it builds the world a little more, and I wanted to tie it into the story.
I think it'd be a fun TV show based upon the Spanish tragedy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough given in the script to make it a full TV show. To make a full season of just one season of it.
I have a couple of ideas.
Yeah, but like you could do it based upon the Spanish tragedy and really be able to branch out into each character and to be able to give them more background and structure.
Yeah. It's a very good HBO show because I'm also It's also tying into Dune prophecy for me.
Yeah.
The reason
I've been ever since someone said Timothy Chalamet, it's been Dune in my head.
Timothy.
Anyway,
the reason why I like it so much is because it Horatio is set up to be the hero, and then he's killed off in the middle of the play, like at the end of Act 2.
Yeah.
And Geronimo is like the new, the surprise protagonist, and I think it's just really interesting. And I wanted to have that be the case in a movie.
Yeah. Austin.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job at shortening down and getting all the notes out. I would actually I'd still say keep the medieval part, but I would actually lean into the absurdism of it and just go crazy. You have even some of your topics when you're talking about, you made it very comedic. Comedy is one of your strong suits. If you made this like a comedy movie, it'd be so funny if you and just over the top dude. When you got a lot of people dying, do Quentin Tarantino blood splash just blood flying over the top. go crazy with it. I feel like that just make it so absurd. It's so funny. I think that would be
Honestly?
the best route for it.
Make the Spanish tragedy into a melodrama,
Yeah.
please. Where they all have like the villain like entrance songs.
Because
and
I
stuff.
was kind of getting like Hateful Eight kind of vibes from it.
Okay.
And it's just like they're all in the like the castle trying to figure stuff out and stuff. I'm just like, honestly, just the overtop blood shooting, and honestly with your lean-in comedy and stuff, it's just like I feel like that would be right up your alley. But overall, like I enjoyed it, and like good job, because I know this is a play you have a complicated relationship
Yeah,
with.
it's a very we could go on for hours about my relationship with this play, and I don't want to bore everyone with my but you know.
But yeah, I would. Yeah, if you were to if this was one of the ones you would go back to, I would actually try to bump up the absurdism as it, because like you said it yourself, it's kind of absurd that they're doing 16 scenes for I feel bad my son died.
I will say most of the third act. It's most of the third act, not all of the third act.
Yeah.
The Periingo being tried is in the third act, but that's like at the beginning. That's like the first 3 acts.
Yeah.
First 3 scenes of Act 3. This play is so vivid in my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, the majority of it is just. Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, we got a good mix of everything.
We
Like we
did,
got
yeah.
strange adaptation, we got a straight up adaptation, we even got a stylistic adaptation from Carly. And yeah, I think yours was more stylized.
Yeah.
It's just more cleaning it up too. So
Yeah.
I'd say we got a pretty good blend of everything that we talked about at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really impressed. And Carly, we just want to say thank you for joining us on this one.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I've been in contact with y'all for a while, being like, when can I get on the podcast?
Yeah,
We've been trying.
Finally,
You're
it
busy.
worked out. Oh yeah, we're all so busy. It
God
finally
damn.
worked in the schedule, and I was excited.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys having me.
Just imagine, like 2 days ago, we go, hey, we have to cancel. That would have.
I would have cried. But it's like
Yeah.
the one day I've had free in the past 2 months.
Jesus. But yeah, it was so nice to have you on.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah.
A lot of fun.
Be sure to let us know down in the comments and in the poll, whose play adaptation would you like to see? And also be sure to follow us on Instagram, and also check out our YouTube channel.
If any of you guys happen to be, filmmakers, please make the Lorax as Antigone. Like, I need to see that. I would pay big money to see that.
But yeah, I think that's everything. You guys got anything else?
Well, we're doing something different for next
Oh yeah, we
episode.
should probably do that.
Yeah.
Because we don't-
Wait, a special announcement?
Yeah, so we typically, because I completely forgot this, but
Yeah, I was like,
we typically spin the wheel after towards the end of the episode. But next episode will actually be our Halloween special.
Spooky, spooky skeletons and shivers down your spine.
So yeah, we'll be back with another Halloween special. So no wheel spin this time, but we'll have a bunch of spooky stuff ready for you next time. But with that note, we will bid thee fare thee well. We will express thee have a good night. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, stop it!
And that was the 3 Not So Wise Men. Krais Baker, Jack Green, Austin Michaelis. And a huge shout out to Louis Trotter for making our intro music. So happy trails and ta-ta for now.